That's Friday. I'm Frankie Cirillo here with Vincent Ramito.
Hi guys.
So we got ourselves a packed day ahead of us today.
And a packed show. Frank, let's start this show off in style. What went on last week? Wow, what a week it was we had in FNHL.
Some of the highest scoring games that ever took place in FNHL happened this week. And let's start with Romano YLC 18-16. Ridiculous score. What a game.
Frank, there was some solid defense in that game because there definitely was no D. What happened there?
Oh, that was all offense. I mean, it was clear that Gianni Massey needed a win with YLC. But Vincent Ramito, who also was sharing the same boat as Gianni Massey, both teams came in 0-2. Vincent Ramito took his team to the next level with help from Massimo Cicchini and his brother Michael Ramito, and they blew out for 18 goals.
Oh, Frank, it was really something special, honestly. It was the big three for Romano really came through when they needed it most, and they prevented an 0-3 disastrous start. Now the thing is, can YLC, can they overcome an 0-3 start?
Well, we're going to get to that a little later in the show, but it's definitely a question that's going to be addressed later on. But let's move on. Chavez, only unbeaten team in FNHL as of right now. They went 3-0, beating Savio.
They squeaked out a victory there, Frank.
It was, speaking from experience, it was the momentum on the bench was high. The kids were really into it. The players were psyched to play, and I mean, they played their hearts out. And as a result, hard work gets you a win, and we got the W. And we are now 3-0, first place in FNHL.
In the other game this week, you also had Otsier squeak out a 9-8 victory against Pace.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't see that one coming, Vince. I thought Pace was going to dominate this game. But South Scroll had a bit of a iffy game. He didn't look like himself. I don't know what was going on.
I don't know. There are rumors that he did tweak his groin in the previous week, but well, we don't know if that's sure or not.
It's all speculation and rumors, but we do have a little predictions later on, and we think that South Scroll will come out harder and post the best goals against average.
Let's leave that for later, Frank. But story of the week was that 9-8 win. Otsier they pulled off the upset of the season so far. No one saw this coming. Sabatino Settembre ended up finishing the night a -5 with 6 turnovers. -5.
That's going to hurt the team. But -5 was attributed to he played the entire game. So maybe that had a factor. He's not the most high endurance player.
Well, it was something we talked about at the beginning of the year also, Frank. And you know what? It came into play.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And last but not least, Bosco Vicuna, another high-scoring, close game.
25 goals, Frank.
Bosco etches out a win by 1 goal over Vicuna, 13-12.
What a game that was, Frank.
Now,
I was on the edge of my seat.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. In history of FNHL, this was by far the closest week. Every team was within 2 goals. The most gap was 2 goals between Romano YLC and Chavez Savio. Commissioner Joseph Macagodena has made positive changes to the league, and it's showing. Every team is competitive. This new salary cap that's been put in is beneficial to the league.
It is, Frank. And we just saw how deep the talent pool is in FNHL this week. Games could have gone either way this week, to be honest.
There's no doubt about it.
It's really incredible the talent that has emerged from this league. From unproven players have become proven players.
And week in, week out. But let's move on to our next segue. Let's do some predictions. El Mustachio put up some predictions of the FNHL.
I don't know about those.
And how do you feel about those?
I don't know. I honestly don't see Otsier getting smoked like that against the...
Yeah, Otsier was only supposed to score 3 goals, which we did mention, and Joseph brought it up.
Sorry, not Otsier. Sorry, I meant Pace. I don't see Pace smoking Vicuna.
11-3. That's a bit much.
I think that El Mustachio has a bit too much mustache growing into his nose, perhaps.
3 goals. That's low, and I haven't seen a score that low.
But I do agree with him in the fact that I think we're going to have to expect a bounce back game from South Scroll, and Sabatino Settembre is going to bounce back after that -5 and 6 turnover effort.
Now, a big story tonight is going to be Savio Romano. Romano is in the hunt for a better playoff position, and they need a win tonight. Savio got off to a loss last week, which I don't think is going to sit well with them. Aldo Tanferina, Nick Gregorio are going to come out hard. There's no doubt about it.
With the addition of Gianni Montanaro also on that team.
New coach, new general manager, as Kansas on the IR list.
You know what, Romano, if they want to take this win, if they want to squeak out a win over here, they're going to have to work on their defense, Frank. They have the worst defense, worst goal differential in the league right now. And you know what, if they're going to want to win games, defense wins championships.
And there's speculation that it's goaltending, but I'm sorry, when there's 18 goals going on, it's not only the goalie's fault. There's got to be some defense laps.
Frank, yeah, like I said before, They haven't had much defense. Been more like defense because there's definitely no deep.
Yeah, I mean, Vince Ramirez got to preach some new stuff down there in Romano.
We'll see how that turns out tonight, Frank. But in the other game this week, we got Chavez Bosco. Wow, what a game there, Frank.
You know, Mark Del Fuego is going to be playing tonight, and he has a personal rivalry against general manager Frankie Cirillo, who general manager Chavez. And there's no doubt he's going to come out hard. But I think the storyline here is going to be, can Alex Carnevale squeak out a victory for his team? Alex Carnevale has shown week after week that he can take control of the game. How does Chavez counter that?
You know what, Frank? I think Chavez, honestly, we got to look at a deeper storyline for this game. In this game, I see Nick DeLulo being a factor, having just been traded, playing against his former team, Frank. I see big things happening from Nick DeLulo tonight. And you know what? Might see a breakthrough performance tonight and a star emerge.
Let's hope for the best. Last game of the night, YLC OTA.
Talk about the headline game of the week, YLC OTA.
And we've seen sheer frustration out of Johnny Massey, who clearly thinks and knows that his team is better than what they're playing, and it's transgressed to anger, frustration, and a bit of desperation.
And you know what, Frank? It's a total lack of class and professionalism on his part. We have not seen the things from his team that we've seen in years past, and we don't. Is that a lack of leadership, a lack of depth? Honestly, his team hasn't been able to perform as they have in years past. But we'll just see how that goes tonight. I don't see YLC going 0-4, and especially considering the Masseys are playing against James.
But
Family member, I don't see YLC going 0-4 to start the season. It just can't happen to start off.
I'm a big believer in momentum shifts. I'm a big believer in just play transgressing into energy. And OTA coming off a big win, first win of the season, you're gonna have to believe that they're gonna have a good chance. You're gonna have to believe that they have a chance at winning this game. And you know what? With Johnny Massey's anger problems, I don't foresee it not happening.
Well, Frank, you know what? OTA's been the surprise story of the season so far. No one saw this coming. No one saw their upset win last week over over Pace. But you know what? The Cinderella story. Let me tell you something, folks. Cinderella's fairy tale. Fairy tales don't exist in real life. YLC comes out with a big win tonight. Johnny Massey breakthrough performance.
I'm gonna have to differ. I'm gonna go with OTA just because the referee's gonna be biased and go against Johnny Massey tonight.
Well, that's it for all right now, folks, from FNHL That's Friday.
We hope to see you guys next week. Stay in touch. Love you.
This week's episode was brought to you by Jon Stewart's book. Available in chapter stores everywhere.
Bye.